Coming up, who was the first president of the United States? Namaste friends. My name is Shil Subramanian Payamal and you are listening to the Histology podcast. Ask anyone to name the first president of the United States and George Washington is the likely reply. But it could be argued that in 1781, a lesser known American, John Hanson from Maryland, became the first president. After Hanson, 7 other men held that high position before Washington was elected and took office on 30th April 1789. The reason, although the office of the president as it is known today was not created until 1789, the office of President of the United States in Congress assembled has existed since 1781. John Hanson was born in Charles County, Maryland in 1721. He first attracted public notice in 1757 when he was elected to the Maryland House of Delegates or General Assembly, where he sat until 1779. A staunch patriot, Hanson established himself as a prominent leader in the growing discontent and agitation about British rule over the 13 colonies. To present their interest, in 1774, the colonies established the Continental Congress with delegates sent by each colony. Although reticent at first, a year later the Congress responded to the outbreak of hostilities by creating the Continental Army under the leadership of George Washington and on 4th July 1776 issued the Declaration of Independence. John Hanson was elected to the Congress as a Maryland delegate in 1779. Apart from conducting the war against Britain, Congress was also concerned with the creation of a federal constitution. There was a pressing need both to maintain unity between the newly independent states and to define the relative powers of the Congress and of the states themselves. A committee with one member from each state was created to examine the problem. In July 1776, the committee issued what became known as the Articles of Confederation. From 1781 until 1789, these articles were the law of the land until superseded by the Constitution. One of the articles stated that a delegate could be appointed to preside over the Congress. John Hanson was elected to this office on 5th November 1781. He served in the post for 1 year. During his tenure, peace terms with Britain were drawn up, treaties with foreign powers signed, and government departments instituted. Although George Washington himself congratulated Hanson, stating that he held the most important seat in the United States, Hanson's role and that of the 7 men who followed him was to preside over Congress. He lacked the executive powers of the Constitution would invest in Washington and his successors, and he was powerless to enforce the measures of the Congress, which were often ignored by individual states. In 1786, the political weakness of the articles were identified, and in 1789, the new Constitution established a more effective central government. But for 8 years, the Continental Congress had ruled the newly United States, and John Hanson, largely forgotten today, had the honor of being its first president. Source: Reader's Digest, Strange Stories, Amazing Facts 2, page 276. We'll provide the respective buy links to it on Amazon India and Amazon USA in the show notes. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Histology podcast. Hope you learned something new today. To know more such interesting tidbits from the pages of history, please don't forget to subscribe to the Histology podcast on your favorite podcasting app and check histology.com for previous episodes. Looking forward to hearing from you. Have a great day and take care. Bye.